We're back. TikTok is back up and running after President-elect Trump posted this morning asking the tech companies to not let TikTok stay dark, ! Now, there is some important context to this next part I'm going to share with you, but first you need to know what he actually said today. I will issue an executive order on Monday to extend the period of time before the law's prohibitions take effect so that we can make a deal to protect our national security. The order will confirm that there will be no liability for any tech company that helped keep TikTok from going dark before my order. Now, here's the context you need to understand about that statement. First, an executive order by Trump once he takes office will not lift the ban. That is not what it does. A 90-day extension just delays the ban for that amount of time. So the ban is still going to be hanging over all of our heads. The second bit of context you need to understand is prior to this morning, Trump had been sort of vague about what he would do about TikTok. Of course, on the campaign trail, he was like, I'm going to save TikTok. But then after he became president-elect, he sort of stepped back from that a little bit. And just yesterday, he was vague about TikTok, telling NBC News he would most likely give TikTok a 90-day extension. He actually said that would be certainly an option that we look at. The 90-day extension is something that will be most likely done because it's appropriate. You know, it's appropriate. We have to look at it carefully. It's a very big situation. Do you see the difference between Saturday's statement from Trump and today's statement? It's much different. So why did he do this? Well, all you have to do is look at the next line of the statement today. He said, Americans deserve to see our exciting inauguration on Monday, as well as other events and conversations. As I've been reporting, in order to stay in this country, TikTok is likely going to have to concede something. So what is that something? What will it look like? Well, Trump put out his initial thoughts this morning. He said, I would like the United States to have a 50% ownership position in a joint venture. By doing this, we save TikTok, we keep it in good hands, and allow it to stay up. Without U.S. approval, there is no TikTok. He goes on to say he wants this joint venture between the current owners and or the new owners, whereby the U.S. gets a 50% ownership in a joint venture set up between the U.S. and whichever purchase we choose. Okay, so there's a lot in there. The part about whichever purchase we choose, we knew that part was coming because that's literally what the law says. The law says the President of the United States is the only person who can decide what a qualified divestiture looks like in order for the TikTok ban to be lifted and for TikTok to be able to stay. And Trump is saying, at least right now, this is clearly his opening bid, in order to have a qualified divestiture in his brain, he thinks the United States should have a 50% ownership in a joint venture with TikTok. We also don't know if that's a real initial thought or just a negotiating tactic. So we will have to wait and see. Now, what ByteDance says, we will also have to wait and see who that 50% U.S. ownership is. And we're just all going to have to stick around to see what comes next.